Welcome, everybody. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the moment that feels bigger than just another race on the schedule. Tonight, it's the Clean Racing League, and they're bringing us to a place that is more than just virtual asphalt and walls. This is North Wilkesboro Speedway, a track whose very name echoes through the hollers of NASCAR history. For decades, Wilkes County was home to the legends. This was Junior Johnson country, where moonshiners turned racers carved their names into the sport's DNA. It was here that the greats muscled 3,400-pound stock cars around this worn-out red clay-rooted short track. And it was here that the final Winston Cup race in 1996 opened with a sense of bittersweet reverence, a farewell to that beloved bull ring that hosted champions, heartbreak, and history. Tonight, we'll return. I'm Ricky Hardin, and alongside me today in the booth is Joe Spinelli. Joe, what makes this place so special, and what are we about to witness here tonight?
Well, this place is definitely still a handful, repave or not. And these guys are coming from a track last week, Charlotte Motor Speedway. These guys did not have to use the brakes last week, let's just say. This week, you got to be really heavy on them brakes to get into the corners. I've already heard complaints about being loosened from, getting on them so hard. There's going to be bumping. We might see a caution or two. But I think we're set up to have some good old short track racing tonight.
I agree with that. And right as you were talking, we saw Danny White out there in qualifying get a little bit loose going into the corner. But next, we'll take a look at the point standings. CRL ARCA Series playoffs have begun, and we'll pull them up here on the screen and tell us what we're going to see in the championship, Joe.
So tonight is race 2 of 5. They run a chase-style playoff here in the ARCA Series, and it's still wide open. Austin Coop leads by 7 points over Seth Foudy, with Danny White 16 points back from him in third. But third place is only 11 points ahead of 10th place David Bersicki, meaning 8 drivers are fighting to stay alive before Austin and Seth pull away. One mistake could wreck an entire season. Joshua Gillen and Caleb Smith are outside of the top 10, but it appears they will not be racing tonight, which all but ends their hopes at winning the championship this season.
Yeah, sure does. When you don't have any resets to rely on, I think that's kind of what you get. But we've still got a couple of minutes left in qualifying here. We've been watching some of these guys go out and take laps. Provisional pole sitter is currently J.D. Daniels, if I'm reading the tower correctly. Let's pull him up and see what we've got. There you see the number 6 machine on the pole. Jordan Trass in 79 in second. But we still got a couple minutes to get laps in. Anybody else you expect to top that chart?
I am definitely keeping my eye on the points leader, Austin Coop, which it looks like he's already in the top 5 after his first lap, and he's coming around on his second lap now. So we'll see how that fares out for him.
He's coming around turns 3 and 4 right now. Let's see what he does when he crosses the line. P4 on the board as it stands. Crosses that start-finish line. And he's not going to improve on his lap time. He's going to stay P4. And we'll see if anybody else has anything for him. The 61 car on track now. That's Steve Ritter. He just completed his second lap, but well down the order. Did improve quite a bit on the second lap, up to P6. How about that?
Yeah, these guys are putting down some heaters tonight. I attempted a few laps here earlier tonight, and I was not getting any of these lap times. So just shows that these are the best-in-class drivers tonight.
Sure thing. We're just a little ahead of schedule tonight, man. I was all giddy and ready to get at them and get out here and into the booth, but these guys still with another minute and 16 seconds to go. We'll take a little break, and we'll head back and run you through the starting order when we get back. Hang with us, and we'll see you on the other side for the green flag. Welcome back to the broadcast. We are getting on the grid now. Let's take a look at your starting grid. Here we go. Starting on the pole, it's the number 6, J.D. Daniels. He was able to capture that pole. And on his outside, Jordan Trask just missed it by .023. Mike Kelly's going to roll off P3 with Austin Coop, our point leader, in the 4th position. South, Seth Foudy in the number 17 is going to roll off in the 5th position with Steve Ritter rolling off 6th. Joe?
Yeah, so we got Bobby Mantle starting off in the 7th position. To his outside is Chuck Van Shake. 9th, Daniel Miller in the 8 car. 10th, we have Ryan
V. Ryan V.
Ryan V, we're going to go with. Man, you gave me some tough names tonight. 11th, Danny White. And in 12th, we've got Jonathan Gaston.
That's right. Starting 13th, Steve Gerber to number 16 for Formidable Motorsports. He'll be alongside Zachary Foudy and the number 02 in 14th. Timothy McClellan is going to roll off in the 15th spot. And 16th, Chris Smith in the 55 car. Jamie Lacroix, I can't say some of these names either. And 17th, and David Chandler is going to roll off in the 18th spot.
Man, I tell you, they're testing us tonight, Ricky.
Sometimes that's how it goes. Who's that guy in 22nd? What's going on there?
Say it again?
I said, who's that guy in 22nd? What's going on there on the grid?
Well, you know.
Well, hopefully that car doesn't end up in any barrels. Cam Patterson's going to roll off in the 19th spot, followed by Abram Ghostin in 20th. David Bersicki in 21st, and rounding out the field is Kenyon Jackson. That 22nd starter, Joe Spinelli, he's not really starting. He's up here in the booth with me, so we aren't letting his car get on the track as they roll off. And we'll be coming around to the green flag here in about a lap and a half.
Yeah, I'm just an ornament for the barrels tonight. You'll see the car sitting in there.
Well, we appreciate you being here tonight, Joe. And it's a fun time to jump into the booth. I was driving last week, matter of fact, at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It was my first start in the ARCA series here in CRL. And before we go any further, we should mention that tonight's race is sponsored by the Lucis Fast Podcast. It's the Lucis Fast Podcast 69 because we're running 69 miles, 110 laps on deck tonight. So that's what we're going to see. Joe, you ready for this?
Oh, I was ready an hour ago, and I've just been sitting on the edge of my seat, ready to go ever since.
Well, they're coming down the back straightaway. Pace car is going to dive out of the way here, and we're going to get this show on the road. The Lucis Fast 69 here for the CRL ARCA Series. Thank you for being with us, and we are ready to give you a show. Hopefully these guys can put on a good one tonight as we come to take the green flag. That 6-car J.D. Daniels gets into that restart zone, and he's onto the loud pedal. He gets a decent jump, but Jordan Trask really hanging with him on the outside, and he's going to get a great run down into turn number 1, pulling even with J.D. Daniels down the back straightaway, and he's going to have a great bit of momentum coming off of the corner and takes the lead all to himself. The battle is for third. Mike Kelly on the inside. To the outside of him is the point leader, Austin Coop. Coming to the start-finish line, Joe.
Yeah, what a run that was by Jordan Trask off of turn 2 there. Still door-to-door with Mike Kelly and Austin Coop. Oh, we got a car getting loose off of 2 there as well. They're coming
Steve
around.
Ritter, I believe.
Yeah, Steve Ritter. And might have some 3-wide action going on back there.
Yeah, they certainly were looking at it. Charles Van Schiken, he's way up by the wall. Look at how high some of these entries are going into the corners here at North Wilkesboro. Since the repave, it seems like they've been able to use even more of this track.
Yeah, but I'm worried about those guys riding up high there. They're going to burn some tire pretty quick here. Some of the drivers are telling me even running in the low lane and saving them tires, they were only able to get about 25 laps before they started falling off.
Wow, yeah, they definitely have to watch that tire fall off for sure. And we still got a side-by-side battle back here between Van Schaik. You see him, and it's only got a 0 on there. He's listed as 06 in the sim. So on your tower, you'll see him there as the 06. He just gets passed by the 89 of Bobby Mantle down on the inside. Now the battle's behind them between Daniel Miller and Danny White. A couple of Dans back there battling for position.
Yeah, the Dans have been going at it since the start of the race here. Neither one wants to give each other an inch. I mean, side by side through every corner. Might even
Whoa.
see, oh, get one getting loose out of the corner. I saw some contact with the one. But man, they're right back to it like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, Danny really struggling with the handling on that thing. He's all over the inside concrete down there in 3 and 4. And now the one car looks to his inside, just about makes contact with him. He's going to pull alongside Danny White, headed backwards here. Not what you want to see early.
Yeah, Danny's having a little bit of trouble there. It looks like he got stuck on the outside, and the guys running the inside, they're starting to find their speed, and they're just pushing him up, but it looks like he finally gets down to the bottom, so he'll be able to settle in and start running some decent lap times here.
And we'll take you a little further to the front. We got a little bit of a battle brewing here between Austin Coop and Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly's really been stalking the back bumper of Austin Coop, but doesn't want to be too aggressive with him and cause a problem with these guys racing in the playoffs at this point in the race.
Oh yeah, definitely. Austin Coop being the points leader here, I think all he really wants to do tonight is just have a good finish. As long as he stays ahead of second place, he's gonna have a good night, and he might even be able to run away with this thing if he continues running the way he is tonight.
Yeah, here you can see we're riding on board with Austin Coop, looking back at Mike Kelly all over the back bumper, just looking for a way by. But I think he's being pretty patient with the back bumper there of Coop. He doesn't want to be too aggressive, but you see him really drive up on the back of him in the center of the corner right there. What's this car handle like when they get entry to center?
So from what I was told by some of the drivers, I had some conversations earlier tonight. A lot of drivers, when they get on the brakes, it gets loose on entry, then it gets tight in the middle, and then once you start driving off the corner, it gets very loose all over again, and they're just fighting the car all the way through, which surprises me, honestly, because every time that I drive these cars, I call them giant bricks. But it's good to see that they are actually seeing some handling issues tonight. Makes for good racing.
It sure does, and I think you can tell that these guys are managing their tires early, trying to not to put too much heat into them, because these are three guys that know how to get around the track. J.D. Daniels, followed by Austin Coop and Mike Kelly, and they're all just kind of nose to tail. Don't look like they're making any lunges or any big moves. I think they're just trying to bide their time right now.
Yeah, it looks like Jordan Trass is just running away with everything, and these three are just, they're sitting in line. They're like, you know what, we're gonna wait. We're gonna save as much as we can, and if this thing runs green, they're gonna be able to pit about halfway through and hopefully be able to challenge him later on in the race.
And that's something we haven't talked about at all yet. What is the pit situation like? Can these guys make it on fuel, tires? What are we expecting in the 110 laps we have on deck?
Yeah, so it sounds like they're gonna have to pit at least once if it goes green tonight. If we see a few cautions, I mean, they may be able to stretch it, but I really don't think the tires are gonna hold on for 110 laps. There's no way.
Yeah, I agree with you. Here at North Wilkesboro, that's generally a tall task. Mike Kelly looking to the inside of Austin Coop here. I think he's tired of riding. They've been riding around for quite a long time. Man, he really pushes up the track there going into turn one, and that's going to lose a lot of momentum for him off of turn two. And Coop's going to pull back in front and just kind of take that spot right back over. But Mike Kelly's not done fighting. Whoa,
yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about right there. Got loose out of the corner, and he is sliding all over the place just trying to battle Coop. He definitely was trying to save some tire, sit behind him, get a little tire difference in them, and then get around them. But with a couple slides there, they're probably back to even.
Yeah, now all of them with a little bit of space in between each car, and I don't see anybody mounting a charge, but right now Mike Kelly just trying to close back in on Coop to see if he can do anything with him. Let's drop a little further back in the field. Danny White, he's been kind of Mr. Excitement all night long, looking to the inside of just about everybody he's come to the back of, and he's caught back up to the other Daniel Miller, and he's trying to look to the inside. Last time he did this, he got a little loose and had to fall back in line.
Yeah, I think we're gonna You know what? Just leave the camera on the Dans all night because these guys are already finding each other again, and it looks like they're going to be side by side for a little while here. Um, Definitely looks like a battle we're going to want to watch here.
Man, that 8 car all the way up to the wall. I mean, talk about rim riding. He is up on the wall. Why don't we go on board and look at what he's seeing?
Yeah, he's definitely, as our other broadcaster Joe White would say, riding the rim job up on the high side of the track here.
Shout out to OSRN and Joe White, man. That's a legendary line that will forever be in our vocabulary now.
Caution's out.
Oh, we've got a yellow flag out. It looks like we've got trouble somewhere on the field. It might be the 0-2 of Zach Foudy. There it is. He's got himself turned around.
Yeah, it looks like he might have a little bit of damage there on the left front. Can't really tell. Definitely curious to see what happened.
Let's see if I can figure out how to control it. Let's take a look at the replay. Whew. Yeah, there you see it. He was just around backwards. There we go. We'll take a look at the replay and see what we can see here. He goes, it was somewhere there coming off of turn 4, and I believe you're going to see it here as he comes up on the back of the 16. That's Steve Gerber. He looks to the outside, and then it looks like he's going to try to cross under, but the 27 filled the hole there. Timothy McClellan made a little bit of contact with him and got him turned around backwards.
Yeah, that just looks like your standard short track racing. The 27 was just right in the fast lane, and the 0-2 he slowed down, slid up a lane, and was trying to recover. And they were just fighting for the same piece of asphalt.
Several cars come into pit lane here under this caution period.
Yeah, it
about,
definitely looks
about 12, 11 or 12 staying out here.
okay. Yeah, it looks like maybe these guys were just trying to top off on some fuel in case it runs long. They might be able to stay out.
Do we have a limited amount of tires for this race, and then how many is it?
I was told there are 2 extra sets of tires tonight.
So you definitely want to manage that throughout the race for sure. 27 laps in, still a long way to go in this thing as we pace around under yellow. Jordan Trask, he's been in control all night long. Looks like it's been no struggle for him. But the question is, has he burned up his tires at all, being that far out in the lead? Did he think he used up more than the others, or was he able to get out there and save?
Knowing Jordan, he definitely got up front there, and he got off the gas a little bit. He paced his way around. He's not one to get up in the lead and burn his stuff up really fast like that. Definitely is refreshing to see our sponsor tonight leading the field, though.
Yeah, the Lucis Fast podcast machine out there in front. We're going to get a restart here. They're coming down to the restart zone. Jordan Trask is in control. There you see Barney the flagman. He waves the green flag. Jordan gets out to a great jump, and he's going to pull out to the lead going through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, it looks like JD Daniels and Austin Coop are going to be fighting side by side for a little bit here. Austin Coop definitely wants to continue moving up, getting to that second spot, and continue improving on his points lead in the playoffs. Looks like he's slow out of turn 2, though, as he's going to have to battle Mike Kelly now for 3rd place.
Yeah, Mike looking to that outside. This is when it's easy to get those positions. On the restarts, you really are able to pounce on people a little bit more as everybody's double file. And it just looks like to me that it's really hard to get off the corner when you're on the bottom there in these cars. It just it wants to step out on you, I think, when you have to pinch the car off on the bottom lane.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If you're trying to hold it down off the corner, you're going to get loose, and you're going to end up like Zach Foudy and spinning on the inside there.
But I thought loose was fast and you had control. That's what you want.
Yeah, but you can't be too loose.
You got that. Bobby Mantle made a pass there on the Daniels on that restart. You see, a little bit of slide there out of Daniel Miller in the 8 machine, the Dollar General machine. He's been rim riding all night long, way up by the wall. That's got to be tough on the tires, but he's able to make his speed all the way up there.
Yeah, it is crazy how he is maintaining position up there. But it looks like the 1 car definitely wants to put this 3 wide at some point. He is right there on the bumper of the 8 and the 61.
Jump it up a little further toward the front. Mike Kelly was really trying to get to the bottom of J.D. Daniels right there. He got alongside of him last time by, but just lost the momentum, and that's what we've been talking about. You get on the bottom lane, you can't get the throttle down the way you want, so now Mike goes to the outside. He really drove it down into turn 1, just buried it down into there so he could get alongside Daniels, and he's going to be able to stay there down the back straightaway.
Oh yeah, it looks like he's going to try to get a runoff here and get by him. And he's still side by side with him going down in the
contact.
Oh.
Man, they door banged just a little going into the corner there, and you see Seth Foudy there in the white car behind them getting a little loose off of the corner. But Mike Kelly able to get the job done by getting to the outside of J.D. Daniels. Now he's going to set his sights on Jordan Trask and see if he can close the gap on the leader. You see Austin Coop now getting to the outside of Daniels down here into turn 1.
Yeah, and it's starting to look like the Daniels might have been trying to control Mike Kelly and Austin Coop and keep them behind him. But now with Mike Kelly moving forward, he's going to start hunting down Jordan Trask, and Jordan's not going to be so alone up there in first place.
Yeah, not for long. And I think Mike Kelly might have what it takes to close that gap down. But again, we talk about tire management and what do you have left in those things. I think a lot of times at a track like North Wilkesboro, it's probably a little bit more about tire heat and how much you build over the course of a run. It's really easy to get too much heat into those tires, and then you just can't get the handle back that you had earlier. And that's why you end up seeing a lot of guys wiggling all over the place as they try to make passes lap after lap. Then they start getting too much heat into the tires, and they're just not able to maintain grip off the corner anymore. You just saw that a little further back. I believe that was with Daniel Miller and Steve Ritter.
Yeah, and it looks like a lot of these guys are really trying to make passes on the outside, especially Coop here. He was trying to get around J.D. Daniels a few laps. Oh.
It's going to be the 72 of Gaston. He goes around right there. We're going to have to go back and see what happened to him. Looks like David Bersicki was looking to the inside of Jonathan Gaston coming down the front straightaway, and you see them closing in on that 27 machine. Man, there's a big bottleneck in front of them, and I think they just checked up, and it kind of left Bersicki nowhere to go. He gets into the back of the 72 and gets him turned around.
Yeah, it looks like just a light little tap. I don't think there's going to be any noticeable damage for these guys. So I think they'll both be able to just get back going. 72 might have to get some new tires on.
Yeah, we talked about the incidents that we might see tonight, and I think, honestly, I think we haven't had really any damage between the two incidents that we've had. Just a couple of spins and no more contact beyond that. But a lot of guys coming to pit road right here, and I wonder if anybody's bolting tires on. I do see that CVS, Charles Van Schaik, he puts on some tires, it looked like. Maybe a couple of more guys up in front of him doing the same thing. Steve Ritter.
Yeah, I saw Abram Ghostin, one of the playoff drivers. He was back there putting some tires on. Definitely looks like these guys want to start working their way to the front. They're starting to get confident about the track, and I think everybody's starting to realize that it's going to be some green flag runs here tonight.
Yeah, do you want to have a chat with somebody before we get going green? I don't know if we have a lot of time, but we can get a word in with somebody. How about we talk to David Bersicki, who was in that little skirmish right there, and see what his point of view is on that.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Hey, David, Joe, and Ricky up in the booth. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great, man. We were just saw you got involved in the caution there. It looked like might have been a checkup going into turn 1 there with the 72.
I think he just, in my opinion, just kind of looked like he came down a little bit.
All right, well, you get ready to go, Green. Good luck out there. Hopefully we can stay out of trouble the rest of the night. There's what David Bersicki's view of that incident was. It looks like, you know, a little bit of contact. No harm, no foul, no damage out of it. Green flag is back out, and Jordan Trask on the loud pedal once again. And he gets clear of Mike Kelly. Man, Mike really having to get on the binders to stay out of the back end of Jordan Trask right there. And he's going to duck to the inside, battle for the lead down the backstretch.
Oh yeah, Mike Kelly sending it down in the turn 3. Jordan Trask is trying his best to stay on the outside to keep that lead. But it looks like Mike Kelly might be able to get him here in the turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, just about cleared him, but still hanging alongside is Jordan Trask. He hasn't had any battle all night long, and there's a checkup and a wreck behind him. JD Daniels gets into the outside wall and collects Seth Foudy. Oh, man, saw that happening while we were watching the battle for the lead, and that's going to bring out the caution. As you see Seth Foudy turned around backwards there. We'll have to go back and watch that thing develop, but it started with the 6 of JD Daniels.
Yeah, definitely looks like we had a bit of a product of hard racing on the restart there.
Yeah, you see the 6 got a little bit loose, and then the Mantle. Oh, Mantle into the barrels. Those are your best friends there, aren't they? Oh, my gosh. We'll go back and take a look at that one.
Well, looks like we have our first barrel award of the week. Looks like Bobby Mantle might have just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, you see him, he tries to poke to the inside, or in between these 2 cars. Seth Foudy pulled on his outside. The 6 got loose in front of him, and man, he loses it right into the barrels, up into the 1 machine as well. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Pile driven by the 44. That's Kenyon Jackson. Huge damage to a lot of these cars. That 61 is Steve Ritter. Just all kinds of damage here on this incident.
Yeah, them barrels, that turned Bobby Mantle right into a modified.
Gracious, let's go on board here. This is Steve Ritter. He came in a little late to this. He sees him getting in trouble there in front of him, and oh, he gets just nailed in the side there and has cars all over the place. And that's not what you want to see in turn 3.
Oh yeah, looks like a lot of cars are destroyed here. A lot of nights ending early, but I guess that's why they call them ARCA breaks. You know, it's definitely hard to get stopped in time.
You're not kidding. These cars are, you know, traditionally a lot harder to stop. I don't know what it is about that, but it's just how it is. But amidst all of that, we saw all of the action going on. Mike Kelly was able to get the lead, and that is because the machine of Jordan Trask had to pull off the track and come to pit road there and go ahead and take his tires. So a little bit of strategy from Jordan Trask here. I think he's hoping for a long run.
Yeah, I know Jordan Trask knows that Mike Kelly is a very strong short track racer, and I believe he just wants to get on a different strategy as him to see if he can beat him in a different way.
Green flag.
Green flag is in the air. Mike Kelly in the restart zone and is on the loud pedal. He's got Austin Coop to his outside, and he clears him going down to turn number 1, but Austin Coop sails it down in there and gets a fender just to the outside of Mike Kelly. Not enough, and Mike Kelly's going to pull away down the back.
Yeah, it looks like Mike Kelly is really finding his speed out on the track at this this part of the run. If I'm not mistaken, he has not taken any tires yet tonight either. So he's still holding strong in there, and we'll see what happens when the 4 tires start catching up to him.
Not a doubt about it. Let's see if we can see what tires everybody is on out here. You can see the top 3 here haven't been to pit road at all. Bersicki in 4th place came down on lap 26. Now, what we're not 100% sure of is did these guys take tires when they came down pit road, or did they take fuel only? But I'm willing to bet that they probably got tires when they came down that first time.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are doing a really good job of sticking to the bottom still, so I would like to assume that at least anybody in the top 10 should have fresh tires on their car right now, other than, obviously, Kelly, Coop, and Miller.
Yeah, but they're holding the track position fairly well up there at the front. But Bersicki really not making any inroads, and everybody's separated by a little bit. Oh, the 8 machine gets into the wall just a little bit. He's been up there riding right next to it all night long. We've been talking about it. He gets a little piece of it there in 1 and 2, but no harm, no foul. He's able to bounce off it and keep on going. A little bit of a battle further back. Jordan Trask has carved through this field after pitting there, and he is all the way back up to a battle for the 6th spot with Zachary Foudy.
Yeah, it looks like he is definitely a man on the mission, trying to get back up to the front here. He wants to put them new tires to a good use and get back to the lead, especially with just over 50 laps to go in this race.
Man, those laps are winding down very quickly. We just passed the halfway mark in the race. 54 laps remain as they come off of turn 2, and we see Trask really bearing down on the 0-6 in front of him. It's got a 0 on the side. That is Van Schaik, and he is all over the back of Bersicki in front of him. All those guys on tires, but Trask's tires are far newer than those 2 in front of him, and they're all closing in on that 8 of Daniel Miller.
Yeah, and it looks like Jordan's trying to make short work of the 0-6 and the 92, and I believe he is getting around CVS coming off turn 4 here, and he's going to be able to get right around David in 1 and 2.
Yeah, we've talked about how hard it is to make passes down there on the inside line. It's probably a little bit better on your tires to be down there, but it is a lot harder to get the throttle down off the corner. And Jordan looking like he's doing it with ease when he had cars to his outside, and now he's clear up, so he doesn't have to worry about pinching that car off the corner, and he's going to look to the inside of Miller.
Yeah, but man, I'm still surprised that Miller's hanging up here. Been riding the top lane all race, and it does not seem like that his tires have taken that much of a hit, especially hearing about how bad the tire wear is at this track.
Yeah, they've had to have taken a beating all night long there in Daniel Miller's car, but he's hanging on. He still has plenty of speed, so it makes me think the wear's not too bad. Maybe when the heat cycles here from these cautions hit, he's able to kind of equalize with a lot of the other guys. But Trask, with no runs on these tires, is looking great, and so far the gamble looks like it's paying off.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to really put a case in for getting back to the lead here. But with Mike Kelly in clean air, he's going to try to pull away as fast as he can and get as far out in front as he can before Jordan catches him.
Yeah, Jordan's got a bit of a gap here still to close, about 1.6 seconds back of Austin Coop Austin Coop and Mike Kelly. He's 1.6 back from the lead. Coop's about a half second off of Mike Kelly, so a little over a second there to catch up to Coop, but he is knocking him down here lap time wise. And I mean to tell you, let's look at the last 3 laps here and see exactly how much of a gap he's knocked off each time by.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to pull off about a tenth a lap right now. Definitely feels like when these leaders start reaching lap traffic, Jordan is going to have a massive advantage, and he's going to catch right up to these guys.
Absolutely, really closing that gap in quickly. Just 0.2 a couple laps ago, about a tenth this lap, and he's down under 0.7 of a second and closing quickly. So you can see right there how fast, and visually you can see how fast he's closing in on the back of our point leader.
Oh yeah, it's closing quickly now. He shaved off about 2 or 3 tenths that last lap, so he is definitely moving, and he really wants to get back up to the lead, it seems.
There you can see those hands working the wheel inside the Loose is Fast podcast machine, driven by Jordan Trask. Off of turn 4 there, he's smooth with those hands, and now he looks to the inside here off of turn number 2. Not quite close enough to make a move on Coop, but he's getting very close.
Oh yeah, Austin Coop's going to start sweating now. He's right on his back bumper. It's only a matter of time before Jordan gets around him at this point.
Yeah, Coop really running this outside lane now. I think he knows that that's probably his best chance to hold off Jordan on those tires. It's really hard to complete a pass, especially the longer we go through the run. It gets even harder to complete a pass on the bottom. Ooh, Jordan getting a little loose there off of turn 4, and that's what we're talking about. Once you've built the heat in the tires, it can be very difficult to get the power down.
Yeah, and it looks like Jordan's definitely going to want to be careful about that. He's racing alongside the playoff point leader, and Jordan is racing as an open driver tonight. So he is not scoring any points at all. So you definitely don't want to be the guy that takes out one of the playoff drivers. So I feel like he's going to be extra careful around those guys tonight.
Yep, and he gave him plenty of room. He had the pass done really last time by and didn't pull up in front of Coop. Now Coop a little bit of pressure from behind from the CVS machine too. He's going to have to hold that car off as well.
Yeah, it looks like, and I believe CVS, Kelly, and Coop are all affiliated with the Turn 1 Heroes crew. So very
not
strong
Coop.
showing by that team. Oh, Coop is not. Okay,
yeah,
I
not Coop.
apologize for
They're
that.
part of the I believe it's Area 51 or Area 51. One of those guys. And those guys are a couple of them out here. But Coop is by far the best running of those. And again, he's one of the only 3 guys that hasn't been on pit road here tonight. And you can see Van Schaik last on pit road, lap 42. A little bit older tires than Trask, but now Trask looking to take the lead on Mike Kelly.
Oh yeah, his car was definitely getting bigger in Mike Kelly's mirror very fast, and here he goes trying to get on the inside out of turn 4, and he got loose and had to check up there. So he's gonna have to try again, maybe in another lap or 2.
Yep, just back off, mount a run a little bit later, but it's getting, as the laps dwindle on, it's getting harder and harder to make the pass on the inside lane. But look there up at the ticker, there's only 36 laps to go, 35 here as they come to the line. So the laps are really dwindling away. And now look at Trask go to the outside here entering 1.
Yeah, and it looks like CBS is finally getting to the inside of Coop, so we might see a very strong battle here soon. As Coop stays in front of CBS, and Trask is still trying to get that car on the inside of Mike Kelly somehow. He might even try to find him on the outside here in 1 and 2, but Kelly runs him high, and he has to check up again. So we're going to see some good fighting.
And here we go. You see Coop down to the bottom, and you see CVS up to the top. CVS really trying to get the job done for the 3rd position right here. And he is around Coop, and I believe he's going to be able to clear him as he comes off of turn number 2 with the run you get on the high side.
Yeah, and CVS knows his time is running thin, because as soon as Jordan gets out front here, which he's starting to make a move for the lead now, he got to the inside of Mike Kelly coming off of 4, and they are going to be side by side at the line. Mike Kelly still having a bit of an edge coming off of turn 2 here.
Man, a little bit loose for Trask on the inside lane down there and not able to get the job done coming off of turn number 2. He looks to the inside again, but man, like I said, the laps are going away quickly, and it gets harder and harder to pass on that inside lane the longer you go, but he's going to look to the outside. Trask got a little bit of a nose there, but it's not enough, and he's not able to get the run to stay alongside. I just have a feeling that Trask isn't being aggressive yet. He is really just trying to bide his time and take care of his tires. And, you know, when you get to the outside like that, you really can get on the throttle and be aggressive to try to hold alongside, but it's risky.
Oh yeah, but you know, when you see that clean air in front of you, you want to get there. And I know Jordan is not going to shy away from that as he tries to get back on the inside of Mike Kelly. And he needs to make quick work of Mike, because CVS is coming up behind him, and he is coming fast.
Yeah, CVS has really done a number on the gap there over the last couple of laps and closed the gap. But now Trask gets a nose out in front of Mike Kelly. Really good corner there in 3 and 4, but Kelly's going to have the run off of turn 4. Is he going to be able to get, oh, they're going to come together. Mike Kelly and Jordan Trask just about make contact there in turn 1, and they escape out the other side, and they're still side by side down here in 3 and 4.
Yeah, Mike Kelly knows he cannot let Jordan get in front of him.
Sawing on
Mike
the
Kelly
wheel.
gets loose.
Yeah, he was sawing on the wheel. They both see CVS coming, and they're like, it's time to go, almost 3 wide, as CVS looks all the way to the top there going through 1 and 2.
And how did Jordan not clear him there? Mike Kelly stays on that outside. He is just hanging out on that rear quarter panel of Jordan's car.
Oh, Oh, Jordan Trask just barely clears in front of Mike Kelly, and he's going to take the lead here with 26 laps to go and the freshest tires in the field. It looks like the strategy has paid off, but Mike Kelly is going to look to the inside and try to make a charge to the lead. It's not going to work on the inside lane. I got to believe it's going to be tough sledding down there for Kelly.
Yeah, Mike Kelly got loose coming off of 4 there, where they would have been side by side. But man, he is not giving up. It is insane how well his tires are holding on, but it looks like CVS is now going to be battling him for second.
He sure is. CVS to the outside lane. He's got the run. He's got the momentum. Remember, he pitted just a few laps before Jordan Trask, but there's not a big difference in the tire wear. It's only about 5 laps, and I think a few of those were under caution. So for all intents and purposes, you could say that Chuck Van Schaik and Jordan Trask have the same tires, and if Chuck is taking care of the tires out of those first couple laps of that run, it really is no difference, and he is faster than Trask right now.
Oh yes, it's definitely evening out, especially with Jordan having to battle Mike Kelly for so many laps, and Mike obviously is going to let his teammate by like that. So they're probably just about even on tires as it is, as they're starting to come up on some lap traffic here.
Yeah, lap traffic going to come into this. That's the 55 of Smith up there in front of these guys, and he's going to pull way to the outside. He doesn't want to be a part of this battle with almost 20 laps to go, 21 to go as they hit the line this time by, and it's a battle between the top 2. Jordan Trask with the lead, Chuck Van Schaik in second, and they are battling hard through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and Chuck is just doing everything he can to stay within a car length of Jordan Trask right now. If Jordan makes a single mistake, it could cost him the lead and possibly cost him the race at this point. And Chuck is ready to pounce whenever that does happen.
Chuck really diving it into turn 1. He looked to the outside, not able to get the nose there quite yet, but he is really charging the entry to these corners. Let's look off the back bumper of Jordan Trask, and we'll see what kind of a run he's able to get right here.
Yeah, and it looks like he's just really sending it into them corners. I just hope he's not burning off them tires. I want to see a good battle here the next 19 laps of this race.
Yeah, it's the time to use them up, though. We've got less than 20 laps to go. It's boogie time. And that's what CVS is saying as he really sails it down into the corners, and he looks all over the back end of Jordan Trask, but he's just not able to get the run out of the corner. He's diving in so hard, he's having a hard time getting at the cut in the center, and that's what's making it so difficult to get off the corner and really mount a charge.
Yeah, but if CVS keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to know exactly what to do to put just enough bumper to Jordan to get around him on that final lap. And I think he's measuring that right now as he sits behind him in second place.
Absolutely. What a battle between these top 2. We'd love to look elsewhere in the field and see what's going on through our field, but we just don't have time to step away from this battle because it is such a good race, and CVS really got a good run down into turn 1 right there. Jordan committed to going all the way down to the inside, and I think that's helping him out with getting through the center of the corner and kind of knocking CVS back a little bit as he gets to the throttle.
Yeah, I think Jordan's playing a little bit of cat and mouse with him right now. He's definitely trying to take away his line through the corners as you see him experimenting with different parts of the track as he's going into the corners here.
Yeah, absolutely. He took away his entry into turn 1 there last time by, so maybe he's concerned about the run he sees CVS mounting. You see him do a little bit of the same, but he still drives back down to that center line right there, and he drives way down off the corner. Ooh, a little bit of loose. He's back in, starting to dance around there for Trask, and that might affect him as we get into these final laps. You see CVS really charge turn 3 again.
Yeah, CVS is just trying everything he can right now to find whatever speed he can to get around Jordan. And Jordan, he's just playing defense right now. He's mirror driving it like crazy. And it's working. Definitely is working right now.
Oh, man, sawing on the wheel off of turn 4. Both of them got a little bit sideways. These tires are angry now, and don't look now, but there might be a little bit of lap traffic that comes into play before the end of this race. These guys have about 3 or 4 cars in a pack, a couple of seconds out in front of them, and as they come off of turn 4, you just saw the tail end of that pack. And, man, with 12 laps to go, it's conceivable that they catch them. 11 to go there at the line.
Yeah, and these two up front are driving so hard right now. I've seen them both sawing the wheel out of each corner. Definitely gloves are off. You know, there's no tire saving at this point. You've got 10 to go. It's on.
Yeah, they're really closing the gap here on the 15. Oh, there's a wreck right in front of them. The 27 is around backwards, and you see the 15 of Lecroc get into him right there. McClellan turned around backwards, and a caution comes out. This changes everything with 10 laps to go in this race. What kind of strategy will we see?
Well, we saw how fast Jordan got up through the field after he took his 4 tires. That might be just enough time for someone like Mike Kelly to put on some tires and get through this field as fast as he can. This is definitely not over. Wow.
Yeah, you see some contact with the 27 and then the 61 of Steve Ritter. And you see the 15 of Lecroc just trying to get out of the way of the leaders, I think. He turned down the track and then went nose to nose with that 27 car.
Yeah, it looks like the 15 was definitely just trying not to be the guy that ruins the leader's race. Um, but it looks like a lot of guys are staying out here.
Yeah, under 10 to go. Not a lot of guys taking to pit road right here. In fact, Austin Coop is the only one I see driving it down pit road. And there you see him. Austin Coop in the OSRN machine shouts to Joe White. He's not here tonight, but we're filling in the gaps, and we miss him terribly. But here we are watching the point leader, Austin Coop, take tires. Can he get through the field? How many cars do we have on the lead lap at this point of the race? It's not a lot.
Yeah, I believe last I saw it was about 13 or 14 cars on the lead lap. But it's going to be interesting to see what Austin Coop does as he is giving up some points here as he's the point leader in the playoffs.
It was 10. You see the 55 here. That's Chris Smith. He is our wave around lucky dog. So there will be 11 cars, I believe, on the lead lap right here. Nope, Bersicki also stayed on lead lap, but he pitted there last time by. So we got a few, but Austin Coop looks like he's going to restart right at about the 9th position with fresh tires and under 10 to go. We'll have to watch that.
Oh, yeah. I am definitely interested in seeing this because I feel like Coop could definitely, I mean, he's definitely going to drive up into the top 5. It's a matter of who's going to give him an inch, and if they do, how fast can he get to these leaders? And can he do it in enough time?
Jordan Trask going to restart on the inside of the front row, and he'll have Charles Van Schaik alongside of him in the number 06 car. You see that silver number 0. That's who I'm referring to when I say 06. He's got Mike Kelly behind him, but remember Mike on old tires, Daniel Miller on old tires. Those guys probably not going to be a factor in this race. I think it's going to be between the front 2 unless Austin Coop can get through this pack and make a difference in this race. Coming to the restart zone, it's Jordan Trask with control of the field. 5 laps to go at the line. They're in the restart zone, and he's on the loud pedal. Jordan Trask gets away. You see a little bit of wheel spin out of the 8 machine a little further back. Trask is going to clear to the lead. The 8 of Daniel Miller really falling back right here, and he's clogging up the field behind these guys.
Yeah, and that's going to hold up some cars for Austin Coop to get by. As I see, it looks like Mike Kelly and CVS are going to be fighting for second, leaving Jordan all by himself in the lead. All he's got to do is just run away with it at this point.
No doubt about it. And Austin Coop just nowhere to go on that restart, not able to make anything happen with those tires. It doesn't look like it's going to matter at all for him. He's just mired in traffic deep in the field as we come back to 3 laps to go.
Yeah, I definitely think it worked out better for Trask because it was the middle of the race. When you're at the end of the race here,
Caution.
as we got a call. Ooh, this changes everything.
It sure does. Not sure exactly who got involved in it right here. It may have been Abram Ghostin here in the 22 machine.
Yeah, and that's a playoff driver as well.
I saw him a little further behind the field. Nope, it was the 27 of Timothy McClellan again. We saw him get into trouble earlier, and yet again, Let's go back and watch a little 3 wide action here. Oh, David Bersicki in the 27. Bersicki kind of came down the track and kind of wiped the 27 out. I think they were both taking evasive action to get around the slower car there at the top of the track and kind of came together.
Yeah, I definitely think that was a product of them being 3 wide and not knowing that they were 3 wide. Looks like both cars are going to sustain some pretty heavy damage there too as well.
So it looks like we're going to have a green-white checkered here to end this thing, an overtime finish. Not sure exactly. How many green-white checkers do they get in the CRL ARCA series here tonight?
If I'm not mistaken, it is just 2 green-white checker finishes. I cannot tell you the last time I've seen this league go 2 green-white checkers. They like to finish it in 1. Now,
this is a tough track to do it. So if we're going to see multiple, this might be the one. And that's probably the only hope that a guy like Austin Coop has. He made up no ground on that restart. I have to say, fresh tires did nothing for him.
yeah, it looks like it didn't work out for him. I don't know if it was just cars trying to maintain their position for the end of this or what it was. As it looks like we're starting to go green here. Oh, no, we got one more lap.
One more lap around, yep, and we'll get that green-white checkered started. So that means we're going to have, let's see, about 4 or 5 extra laps here because 110 was the scheduled distance. We're already on 112. Man, these laps are flying by.
Yeah, even on pace laps, they're not running long lap times, maybe 30 seconds on pace, and when we're under green flag, we're running just shy of 20 seconds a lap as pace car rolls off, and it looks like we're gonna go green here for the first overtime.
Jordan Trask with control of the field. He's a non-playoff driver. He's up here battling amongst the playoff drivers, and he's on the loud pedal. He gets away, but CVS with a great restart on the outside lane. He's going to try to hang side by side with him. Mike Kelly going all the way to the inside. They're 3 wide for the lead temporarily, but Trask onto the loud pedal, and he clears out in front. CVS with a run down the back straightaway. He looks to the outside, and he doesn't get there. They're coming back to the white flag.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to take the white flag here, so the next flag will end the race. Looks like Mike Kelly had the checkup there going in the 1, and CVS hit the wall on that restart, and Jordan's able to run away with it as they come off of turn 4.
Jordan Trask off of turn 4 takes the checkered flag and wins at North Wilkesboro in the Loosest Fast Podcast 69, driving the Loosest Fast Podcast machine. He gets the thing done and wins the race at North Wilkesboro. What an exciting battle between he and Charles Van Schaik all the way through that race.
Yeah, that was amazing. Very dominant performance by Jordan Trask tonight, especially taking those tires halfway through really proved to be the deciding factor. And we swear it's not scripted, everyone. Having our Loosest Fast machine, our sponsor of the race, winning the race as well. Great to see.
And we're going to take you guys to break. We'll be right back and have interviews with the top 3 drivers. Appreciate everybody watching tonight as you see Jordan Trask burn them down, winning the race here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, the Loosest Fast Podcast 69. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, welcome back to the Hard on the Wall Broadcast Network. Jordan Trass has just taken the checkered flag here at North Wilkesboro Speedway for the Loose is Fast Podcast 69. This race was brought to you by the Loose is Fast Podcast. Go check them out. They record every Monday night, every other Monday night in the off season, and they've got a lot of great content out there. If you're a fan of NASCAR or a fan of racing in general, you'll love that podcast. So go check it out. And we're going to get a couple interviews in, but let's take a look at our finishing order first and see who finished where. And we'll let Joe run us through the first page of finishing results. Yep, finishing 11th tonight. It is not going to work. It doesn't want to pop up. Steve Gerber is the guy that finished in the 11th position in the 16 machine. Chris Smith finished in 12th, and finishing 13th was Abram Ghost, and playoff driver, not really able to get in here and make any hay, but he was able to finish on the lead lap there at the end of the race. Last car on the lead lap. Timothy McClellan, we saw that 27 car around backwards just about more than it was straight tonight, finishing in the 14th spot. Jamie LeCroix finishing in 15th. Steve Ritter in the 61 car finishes in 16th. JD Daniels 17th. Bobby Mantle 18th. Ryan V finishes in 19th in that one car. Kenyon Jackson, we saw that massive hit for Kenyon earlier in the race, finishes in the 20th position. And we'll run through the last few. David Chandler, Joe Spinelli was not in the race, and Cam Patterson registered but wasn't able to take the grid either. So 21 cars who took the grid. And we're going to get some interviews out here. Let's start out with our race winner. It was Jordan Trass, and I'll let Joe Spinelli take the reins for this one and talk to Jordan about the tire strategy that he had. All right, we'll catch up with our second place finisher. It was CVS, Chuck Van Schaik in the 20, normally in the 23 machine. He was in the 06 machine tonight, and he was mounting a lot of battles toward Jordan Trask, but wasn't able to get the job done. Chuck finishing P2. I'll wait for him to get pulled up here so we can have a chat with him. Chuck Van Schaik finishing P2, had a great battle with Jordan Trask. Tell us about the pit call and when you bolted tires on, and anything you could have done differently. Yeah, man, it was a great battle to watch between you and Jordan late in the race. You were charging into the corners and, man, almost got to his outside a couple of times, and it was really fun to watch. Who do you want to thank for tonight out here in the Clean Racing League ARCA Series? I don't think you made any enemies out there tonight. It looked like a fun time out there on the track, North Wilkesboro. Well, it's good to see you running up front, and I hope we'll see you back again soon when OSRM returns with Joe White. We miss him tonight, but it's been fun filling in for him, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Chuck. Thanks for being here. Send it back down to Joe, who will catch up with our third place finisher, and that was the other Turn 1 Heroes car up front. He never came in and got tires. Mike Kelly finishing P3 tonight.
Get through the field very quickly and still had plenty left. And of course, I couldn't make it too easy, so I moved to the high side and made it pretty difficult for him, but just ran up there nice and easy, and it was hard for him to get a good run off the bottom, even with those, 50 lap pressure tires or whatever he had. So I knew he'd get me eventually, but I was just trying to give a good show and make it hard for him, and hopefully it was fun to watch on the broadcast.
Oh, it was definitely a great show. We could not move the cameras away from you two when you were battling. It was must-see TV. It was amazing. But hey, you got anyone you want to shout out or anyone you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for stepping up and putting on a broadcast while old Joe had to go eat turkey with the family. Everyone appreciates that, I'm sure, because it's fun to go watch these, and I'm really looking forward to going and watching this one. Shout out to everyone at CRL and all the admins, Ghost, all the guys that helped make this possible. It's a fun place to race. Shout out to the Turn 1 Heroes guys. We had a pretty good run tonight there with Chuck in second, me in third, Danny in fourth, Zach in fifth, and Seth in 10th. So that's a pretty good run for the Turn 1 Heroes. And of course, as always, shout out to the Smoking Hot Wife and the little dog Izzy.
All right, you have a good night there, Mike. Congrats on the P3.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Well, Jordan, I got to tell you, I screwed up the entire post race there because almost none of what you said and what our post race finisher said made it onto the broadcast. So that's what you get for having a rookie at the controls out here. I tried my best, but I really apologize to everybody who didn't get to hear a lot of what we just talked about. But take us through your final thoughts and what'd you think about tonight, man? It was a fun show, wasn't it?
Definitely amazing racing. A lot of loose cars out there, which really made the sponsor look great. Definitely proved to be fast, as we saw Jordan was getting loose out of those corners. Came away with the win. But man, what a great race tonight. A lot of tight racing out there. It was very fun.
Well, thank you for stepping into the booth with me and hanging out and having some fun. We'll work out the kinks if we do another one, and I apologize for Jordan and CVS not getting all of that audio on the broadcast because I just didn't unmute them properly, and that's what you get for having a producer that just doesn't know what he's doing. But we'll try to do it again sometime if we ever needed to step up. Thank you, Joe Spinelli, and congratulations to Jordan Trask. Thank you to everyone at the Clean Racing League for allowing us to do this in a little fill-in manner, and hopefully we'll see you again sometime. Again, I'm Ricky Hardin, and I'm signing off from the HardintheWall Network, and we'll be back some other time. Bye-bye.